remember when we went bowling and you like rolled the ball and you tripped all over the place while slipping through the lane?
Hold on.
That was.
Fatima, we never went bowling together.
Uh-huh.
Ever.
Come on, how can you not remember that? Bro, we even bought that panda keychain that day, right? It was
What?
so cute.
What keychain? I have never in my life bought a panda keychain.
My god, I clearly remember.
Then where is the keychain?
Uh, you must have left it. Did my brain just make that up?
Well, sometimes your brain lies. The brain's a liar. Your brain's a liar.
Okay, seriously though, what just happened? I remembered something so clearly. Like I could see it and I could feel it, and turns out it never happened.
And that's exactly what we're talking about today. Why you forget your dreams and why your memories lie to you. Like, straight up lie.
Okay, scientists have actually studied this, how your brain decides which memories to keep, which ones to delete, and sometimes it gambles in some random memories. Yeah, like fake memories that never happened.
From fake childhood memories to people remembering things that never existed.
Today, we're talking about the most unreliable narrator of all time, your own mind.
This is Solving for X. I'm Khadija, your reliable narrator.
And I'm Fatima. I'm also like slightly reliable and I'm a host. So let's just dive in before your brain or our brain rewrites this whole episode.
So, making memories, that's as simple of a process as we think. It is how our body deals with information and emotions. Your brain is constantly encoding, storing, and retrieving information. It's how we learn, retain, and recall experiences.
Okay, to that I want to answer. I read this somewhere and I think it is incredibly beautiful. It's by Louis Pessoa. So it says, the brain is much less like a machine than it is like a memorization of a flock of starlings or an orchestral symphony.
Big words.
Yeah, I know. But basically, it means like these starlings in the sky, they form beautiful patterns called murmurations, where no individual bird is actually choreographing the aerial dance, but each bird follows simple rules of interaction and with its closest neighbor, that is. And yet, out of these local interactions, a complex, a coordinated, a beautiful dance emerges. Like so swift, and it responds to environmental changes and whatnot.
Oh, I see where you're going with this. Similarly, our brain too is formed of these complex, intricate neural interactions that don't exactly pattern themselves based on the generic system we assume they do.
Wow, such.
We think our brain is like a computer, but I think that analogy fails after a certain minimal extent. I think that's what Pessoa thinks as well.
Yeah, the process is not as simple as just encoding, storing, retrieving in a computer.
That's not simple too.
Yeah. I'm not
Can,
saying it's
can we
simple.
actually talk about memory making?
Yes, okay. So, well, your brain, like your brain specifically, but all of our brains also, is picky.
Rude!
True. Okay. And actually, it decides what events that you experience are needed to be stored as memories and what it discards.
Yeah, like it's not as simple as your brain just pressing save like a laptop.
Oh, I think we all got that it's not simple. It chooses emotionally. And this emotional sensitivity is based on a small, like seahorse shaped part of your brain. This part is called your hippocampus.
The brain prioritizes memories based on a combination of factors, including emotional intensity, attention, and how well a situation is understood. Specifically, the hippocampus plays a crucial role in this selection process. It uses sharp wave ripples to identify and sort out these memories for long term storage.
You say such big words, I'm scared. Okay. Other than the hippocampus, there's the amygdala. It is also very important when it comes to emotions. This little bean actually processes emotions in our body and it adds the emotional significance to these memories. So, like, you might clearly remember your teacher scolding you 5 years ago, or the color of your birthday party balloons from your 8th birthday.
Pink! Mine
Yeah,
were pink!
of course. And what did you eat for breakfast yesterday?
Wait, I should know this. I know this.
But you don't. See, but you would not remember what you ate for breakfast yesterday simply because that's not emotionally charged.
And of course, attention matters. How much of it are you really taking in?
Yeah. So if you're not fully present in the moment, your brain's like, this doesn't seem important enough to keep. Who is gonna remember it? Not me.
That's why sometimes you think you studied that chapter, but then the exam comes and your brain goes blank.
No, but actually, and even when your brain does store memories, they don't stay the same. Every time you recall a memory, you're slightly changing it.
Yeah, it's like every time you remember a memory, you also most likely end up editing it. It's called reconsolidation.
So technically, you're not remembering the original memory, you're remembering the last time you remembered it.
That's confusing.
Yeah.
That's also kind of how false memories sneak in. You remember most of the details, but your brain fills in a gap here and there. Adds a panda keychain you never bought,
How?
or an entire bowling trip that never happened.
Okay, I swear it felt real.
That's the scary part. False memories can feel just as vivid as real ones.
But like, how? Like, how can my brain create something that never happened and make it feel so real?
Well, your memory isn't a video camera, right? It's not recording live second by second. It's more like a puzzle maker. It stores pieces, the visuals, the emotions, the facts. And then when you try to remember something, it rebuilds the scenes from those pieces.
Okay, so like if one piece is missing,
It just guesses.
yeah.
It fills in the gap using logic, context, or even your other memories. Of course, without informing you that it guessed.
Wow. My brain really said, who is gonna bother about that one memory tile? Instead, I'll borrow something from an episode of some cartoon and add a pana keychain. You're welcome.
Exactly. And if you think about it, it kind of makes sense. Our
Mhm.
brains evolved to be efficient, not perfect. So sometimes they choose believability over accuracy.
Which means if the fake version fits your story better, your brain might just go with it.
Exactly. And the more times you remember it, the stronger that version gets. That's what makes it feel real, even when it's not.
So my brain is just writing an inaccurate autobiography of me. Oh, slightly offended.
And these things have been tested. One of the wildest studies I've read was by Elizabeth Loftus called Lost in the Mall Experiment. So they gave participants four stories from their childhood. Three were actually true, provided by their family, and the fourth one was totally fake, just made up.
So what was it?
That they got lost in a mall when they were five, cried a lot, and some nice old man in a flannel helped them before they were reunited with their family. It sounds believable though, like generic enough to
Yeah.
pass.
Yeah. Yeah, and around like 25% of the people there said that they remembered it, and not just vaguely, they added their own details to the memories. Like, they started saying things like, I remember the man who found me had glasses, or I remember holding a balloon.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, their brains filled in everything, emotions, images, they even invented smells. Like, the mind truly believed it happened.
So you're telling me just because someone you trust says, remember that time you got lost? Your brain might just be like, yeah, I do actually. It was Tuesday. I was wearing a red jacket and a panda keychain.
Like, oh my god, so many times. Okay, exactly though. Yeah, it is also observed more commonly in people with like PTSD. They sometimes even confuse dreams and memories. That's how fragmented it can get.
Also, what's with everyone forgetting dreams as soon as they wake up? Like,
Mm.
you wake up thinking, I have to tell someone about that dream, and by the time you brush your teeth, just poof, gone.
Yeah, Like my brain had a full movie running, it had a plot, it had characters, it had a soundtrack, and now it's just blank.
Well, calm down. So there's actually a reason for that. During REM sleep, when most of our vivid dreams happen, your hippocampus, which we said stores long-term memory, kind of takes a nap itself. It needs rest too.
Wait, what? So my brain is out there dreaming wild stuff, but also not saving it?
That is criminal, I know. But it gets worse. The neurotransmitters responsible for forming memories, like norepinephrine, are super low during REM sleep.
So, like dreams feel vivid in the moment, but since they're not being stored in your memory system, which is kind of offline, they just vanish.
Pretty much. Some researchers say the brain doesn't consider dreams important enough to store because, well, they didn't actually happen. There's no sensory input, no threat, no food, no pink balloons, no panda keychain.
Balloons is real.
Oh, yeah, wait. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, you see what I mean?
Rude though about the dreams are not important enough. My dreams are revolutionary. I can be in space and sometimes with a pet iguana, and we can build a smoothie empire.
Okay, and now it's gone, buried in the
Oh,
great graveyard of forgotten dreams.
R.I.P. smoothie iguana.
RIPs in the chat.
Oh my god, that's so cringy.
Shut up.
But actually, why do we dream if we don't even remember it? Like, what's the point?
There are tons of theories. Some say dreaming helps process emotions, others say it's our brain's way of problem solving. You know how you get a nightmare after watching a horror movie? You're probably processing the fear in a way, or filling the mental mess that was made during the day. More relatable to you.
You can't stop, can you? Dreams are like the brain's late night cleaning shift, I guess. Like,
Exactly. So sometimes it's called memory consolidation. Your brain is sorting through what to keep, what to toss, and dreams might be side effects of that sorting process.
so dreams are like brain parts.
Well, one would prefer neural improvisations, but sure, brain parts work too.
Okay. My brain's out here improvising a whole business plan that would make me and my iguana like really rich in the middle of the night. But yeah, and you expect me not to get attached?
Too late. You already miss your iguana.
Yeah, I do.
Iguanas are not real,
Oh
okay?
my god, you cannot. That's such a dumb thing to say.
I meant a business iguana.
Oh, but still. So,
So, yeah, okay. So, there's actually a phenomenon called dream reality confusion. Some people, especially with sleep disorders or trauma, mix up dream content with real memories. I think it's scary.
oh. So, like when you're mad at your friend all day for saying something they did not say, only to realize that it was in your dream.
Exactly. You were beefing over dream drama, like Phoebe's in that one episode of Friends with Ross.
Yeah, our brains really need therapy.
But honestly, they're doing their best. But yeah, between forgetting dreams, rewriting memories, and filling in blanks with fan fiction, our brains are chaotic good.
Our brain has fans. Okay, I guess. Um, but other than these blanks they're filling, they're also bringing in the keychains.
Or the iguanas.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have this game for us called Real or Not Real.
Oh, okay. Anyone who gets that reference can instantly become my friend.
Yeah, so it's referring to a popular phrase from the Hunger Games books, in case anyone is wondering.
Oh, it was so symbolic there too. Like, so for my non-hungry viewers.
Is that what they're called?
No, no. I don't know actually, but that's a good fandom name, like Hungry. Okay. Basically, when one of the main characters, which is Peeta, is taken by the capital, and that's like government in a sense, his memories are messed with, they plant fake ones and modifies existing ones to make him hate our main character, Katniss Everdeen, and make it such that he does not really trust her.
So, to figure out what's true and what's not, Peter starts asking real or not real, and Cactus answers. It's literally how he rebuilds his memory and trust.
And leads up to a very beautiful conclusion.
No spoilers, Fatima!
Okay, zip, zip. And that question, real or not real, is something that we all should be asking our brains sometimes.
Right? So, in the spirit of memory confusion, false memories, and dream logic, I've come up with a few scenarios. You have to tell me, real or not real.
You also made me come up with a few scenarios. Don't say it like you did all the work.
Okay, shut up. We don't talk about that. Okay, so number one, Pikachu has a you did watch Pokemon, right?
Yeah.
Obviously. If you didn't, you didn't have a childhood.
Yeah.
Right. So you know Pikachu, obviously.
Say.
Okay. So Pikachu's tail has a black stripe on its tip, right?
Okay. I'm supposed to say it's real or not real?
Yeah.
Yeah, the audience can play along too. Okay.
Yeah,
I think it does have like not black but brownish, like a tail, right? So I think I would say real.
Not real actually. His tail is yellow all the way through except for the part where it's connected at the base.
Oh, I think that's what I was confusing. The bottom base, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
So most people actually confused it and think and assume that Pikachu has a black stripe at its tip of the tail, but it doesn't.
Oh. Okay, I have one. Okay. We all eat Kit Kat.
Of
Does
course.
Kit Kat have a hyphen in its name?
Like Kit Kat.
Yeah. Does it have a hyphen in the Kit?
Shouldn't
You tell me.
it? So real the hyphen.
No. There's no hyphen in the middle.
There's no hyphen.
No.
I I I feel betrayed. I feel lost.
Yeah, now give me all your Kit Kats.
No, they're all mine. Okay, I have one now. In Monopoly, the Monopoly man, right?
Yes,
The dude on the logo, right? So he wears a monocle, right?
See, because you're asking me that, I really think he's wearing it. But because you're asking me that, obviously,
It could be a trick question.
I mean, I'm gonna go with not real just because you're asking it.
Okay, so it is not real, and he doesn't wear the a monocle, but many people assume he does.
Oh, it's also in the name. I don't know. He should. Okay. The color orange was named after the fruit.
That doesn't really make sense, naming a color based on an object. So I'd say not real.
It's actually real though. Like, the fruit came first and then the color. So people just called it something like yellow red before. So it was named after the fruit.
Okay. Wow. Okay. I have one for you.
Is that all the time?
Right. So Mickey Mouse, right? Does he have a tail or not?
Again, like the Monopoly man, because you're. I think he has a tail. Yeah, he has a tail. Am I right? Is that
Yeah.
bad?
Yeah. He does have a tail. Why are you getting all of this right?
So real होगा ना फिर.
Yeah, real. Mickey Mouse does have a tail. I never imagined him to have a tail. I don't know.
Okay, I really like this one. So the Queen in Snow White does not say mirror, mirror on the wall. Does she say mirror, mirror? Like, is it? It's if it's real, she says mirror. If it's real, if the statement is real, the Queen in Snow White does not say mirror, mirror on the wall.
What? Repeat that.
The Queen in Snow White does not say mirror, mirror on the wall.
Um. Well, because you're asking. No, it is mirror, mirror on the wall.
So you think it's not real?
Yeah, not real. It is definitely mirror, mirror on the wall.
It is most definitely mirror, mirror on the wall, according to you, like most people, but it's not. She actually says magic mirror on the wall.
Shut up.
No, you can't just say that.
Okay. Okay. So you eat chips and steal mine. But yeah. So lace, right? What's the spelling of lace?
Okay, 1 second. Yeah. Lay. Uh, S.
Wrong. It's actually Lay apostrophe S.
Oh, grammar, grammar.
Yeah, but
Wow.
when
It's
asked,
shocking.
when asked, most people reply that Lays does not have an apostrophe, but it does. The logo has.
Oh, so if your question was Lays has an apostrophe, yeah.
I wanted to win one.
Okay, okay. Um, real or not real? The Target logo has one red circle.
Not real. It has like two, right?
Yeah, okay. So not real.
Not real.
Okay. So that was it, I guess. Wow, I see some of these so frequently, and it's not even just me. Like many people get confused about these stuff, and they think the not real things is what like those are
Yeah,
the real things.
yeah, yeah. It's very common, and it's so common. It has a name called the Mandela Effect.
Oh, like Nelson Mandela.
Yeah, exactly. Like sort of. So, the Mandela Effect is named after Nelson Mandela because it was first, widely observed in the context of many people incorrectly remembering him dying in prison in the 1980s.
Oh.
But he actually didn't die in prison. He got released out of prison and he actually died in 2013.
Right, he was a president since 1990 to 1994, I think. If I'm wrong, please do not sue me. I don't know who will, but don't. Yeah. Yeah. I think even I imagined him dying in prison, even though I knew he became the president.
Yeah. So, a paranormal researcher, Fiona Broom, coined the term after discovering this shared false memory. Fiona Broom noticed that she and many others had a strong, detailed memory of Nelson Mandela dying in prison in the 1980s.
That is so sad though. Like imagine.
Yeah. But so Broom, after discovering this shared false memory, created a website to discuss such instances and named the phenomenon Mandela Effect.
You're such a teacher, bro.
Stop.
Okay. So I guess I think this is also with Looney Tunes, right? A lot of people think it's
Yeah.
Looney Tunes because of
Yeah.
cartoons, but
Yeah.
it's Looney Tunes. Okay. So with Barenstein and Berenstein, I guess I actually don't know, but a lot of people get confused that and think that it is BE. It basically has an E instead of an A, but actually it's an A. Yeah.
Something you don't get in your papers.
Oh my. Okay. Also, like Peter from Hunger Games, since we were talking about real or not real, it is not very difficult to plant something into someone's head.
Such a soft way to say manipulate their memories and mind and
Oh.
implant information into their heads.
Ah, yeah. Okay, yikes. That actually sounds bad, but I was talking about the DRM paradigm.
It sounds like a bad metal or pop band from the early 2000s.
No, it's just a psychology, not just, but it's a psychology experiment that literally plants false memories into your head and without even trying to.
And how so?
So basically, how it works is it gives you a list of words to memorize. Say bed, rest, tired, dream, snooze, night, blanket, nap, doze, snore.
Okay, that sounds like my brain by 3 p.m.
Yeah. But then after some time, they ask the people who are participating to recall the list. And guess what? Most people swear there was like what word was there?
Sleep?
Yeah, sleep. But it was never on the list.
It does feel like it belongs in there.
Yeah, that's the trick. Your brain goes like, oh, it fits the category, it fits the vibe. So sleep just has to go there. But it retroactively adds it. This is called false memory through semantic association.
So my brain's like, don't worry, sweetie, I fill in the gaps for you.
Like scenes that were cut from the movie because they were never filmed.
Yep, and without any malicious intent, that's the DRM effect.
Just one of the many ways your brain's messing with you while saying, let me help. and also ends up gaslighting you, but gently.
And that's the thing. Our brains don't aim for perfect recall, they aim for meaning, coherence, a narrative that makes sense, even if it isn't technically accurate.
Which brings us to the bigger picture.
Dreams vanish, memories get edited, and even facts can get Mandelaed.
And yet, we still trust it. Because, hey, that brain's all yours. That perspective, the memories, that's what make you you.
The brain is this messy, chaotic, creative storyteller, not a historian, and that's okay,
What?
right? Like,
Yeah.
sure, sometimes it adds a panda keychain,
You're not going to drop that, are you?
not anytime soon.
Yikes. Or it forgets your dream, iguana. But also at the same time, it's the same brain that writes poems, builds rocket ships, and remembers the lyrics to every Taylor Swift song ever written.
Selective genius.
Oof, I need that printed on my frontal lobe. Please.
Your memories may not be perfect, but they're still yours. They shape you, break you, rebuild you, and that's how you make sense of the world, even if the details are fuzzy.
So the next time you vividly remember something and someone goes, wait, that never happened, just smile and say,
Real
or
or
not
not
real.
real? Real enough.